Well, I think that's it for Green-Red Storm today. It was a lot of fun to play, but we're going to switch over to Blue-White Battle of Wits, which has been updated for Ravnica Allegiance. We've added some absorbs, we've added some depose deploys, and emergency powers, and I thought we added, there was at least something else. There's something else, but I don't think I can find it right now. Anyway, we're going to play some Battle Wits now. Which I need to export to Stream Decker real fast, because I'm bad at this game. Go ahead. Okay, and set as current. Cool. New Blue-White Battle of Wits, post Ravnica Allegiance. Let's do it! Welcome, new viewers, to the stream. If you're just now joining us, I'm Kano. We're playing some homebrewed decks while I drink homebrew beer. In Modern. And we're having a good time. We have thus far played Petitioner's Thrumming Stone, Green-Red Sorcery Storm, and now we're playing Battle of Wits. Yes, I would love to play first. This is not a keepable hand. This, I guess, we'll keep opponent mulligan, so that makes our hand better. We'll keep Teferi on top. Start Flooded Strand. We're not going to crack it. We want to draw Teferi. So F6. Opponent starts Forest. Natural Predator of the blue deck. Play an island. We will fetch up a Plains. Play Search for Iskanto. Pass the turn. Now we can start fetching up Modern Legal Tundras if our opponent is a aggro deck. Because we can fetch Prairie Streams. And we have 2 basics. I don't know why that doesn't see more play in like regular blue-white control. Like Hallowed Fountain is, yes, obviously the best case, because if you have a hand with an opener with Hallowed Fountain, you can have it untapped, but like, why would you not, you know, play the painless one if you could? Alright, Search for Iskanto finds us a Terminus. We'll mill Terminus. They have a Soccer Tri-Builder. Having it in our hand, we're not like jacing it back or anything. Somehow, some way, in some universe, we just drew a Teferi again. So we play a Windswept Heath, pass the turn. I'm going to wait on transmuting this Talaria West. There's a possibility that we might need to actually play it as a land, so we'll see. Opponent is playing at least 3 colors, probably 5. It's probably a Bring to Light combo deck, if I had to guess. Or it could be some janky Scapeshift. It could be Bring to Light Scapeshift, actually. Opponent plays another Soccer Tri-Builder. Does not have a land for turn, though. So let's fetch a Hallowed Fountain, tapped. Untap, search for Iskanto, ticking down, or ticking the top card of our deck. We'll mill Hallowed Fountain. We have enough lands. We draw a Snow-Covered Plains. Play the plains. Pass the turn. Make our opponent think we got something scary. Opponent cracks Soccer Tribe Elder. Do they find an island? It's a forest. So opponent is playing some kind of Jund ramp deck. Yavimaya Druid. Yavimaya Dryad. Enters the battlefield, search your library for a forest card, put it on the battlefield tapped, under target player's control. They find an overgrown tomb. That's a very strange card. I have never in my life seen this card, and I have drafted Time Spiral. Hey, Void! Thanks for following. You're a wonderful human being. I'm glad you enjoy this content, and I hope that you continue to enjoy this content, because I like making it. So play a Marsh Flats. Crack Marsh Flats. We will find a Prairie Stream and cast Teferi. Would really, really like to draw a counterspell off the top of my deck. We draw an island. My pleas to top deck god go unheard. Pass the turn. Opponent attacks for 2 at Teferi, indicating this game might go longer than we expected. Jund Charm? Okay, so they exile our graveyard. I have no idea what my opponent is playing. I've seen a lot of modern decks in my day, and I've played a lot of really janky decks, including Battle of Wits, like right now. But I have never encountered whatever it is our opponent is playing. No, I'm actually going to keep Deck and Stone here. Plus Teferi. Draw a Nimbus Maze. Play Port Town, reveal an island, and we will Declaration in Stone our opponent's creatures. One second here while I check the... Oh, I have to close some windows here. I'm going to check the Battle of Wits deck list. I have to remember if I put in a Pact of Negation or not. I did not. That's actually super unfortunate. Battle of Wits ought to have a Pact of Negation for the Talaria West Transmute package. I have them now. I will put one in after this game if I can remember. Okay, we untap our lands. Pass the turn. Opponent casts a Bloodbraid Elf into a Pyroclasm. I still fail to understand what it is our opponent is actually doing. Opponent gets in for 3 at Teferi. Teferi takes the damage on the chin like the man that he is. Opponent cracks a clue to draw the card. We untap. Search for Escanto. Mill of Plains. We draw. Condemn. Plus Teferi for a Hieroglyphic Illumination. We will transmute Talaria West, I believe for a Walking Ballista this turn. Yep, Walking Ballista. Play Nimbus Maze. Pass the turn. We're not going to cast Walking Ballista this turn. We want to kind of pump fake some counter spells. We also kind of want to Condemn and Hieroglyphic Illumination this turn. Opponent is tapping an ungodly amount of mana. Gaia's Revenge. There's ya card. Opponent attacks us. Well, we will cast Hieroglyphic Illumination, see if we can't Miracle a Terminus in Battle of Wits. It's a Wrath of God. We will Condemn the Bloodbraid Elf just to save a little bit of damage here. I'm going to try and Wrath this Gaia's Revenge away. I think not swinging Bloodbraid Elf at Teferi there was incorrect. Mill Treasure Map, we don't need it. Plus Teferi. We get a Depose Deploy. That's good. Wrath the board. Play an island. Serum Visions. We draw a Windswept Heath. Condemn to the bottom, disallow to the top. Pass the turn. Untap, untap. See what our opponent's up to. Opponent casts a Bloodbraid Elf. Wheels into Pyroclasm. And goes to combat. Declares attacks at Teferi. We will cast Deploy. Gain a couple life, make some servos. Or not servos, Thopters, excuse me. I am a little bit intoxicated at this point. I have already drank 1 liter of beer. Of my own homebrew. Get some Thopters. We will double block to kill Bloodbraid. Opponent casts an Obstinate Baloth. Gain some life. We untap, search for Iskanta. Our opponent has a lot of can't be countered stuff, so I'm actually going to mill that. Plus Teferi. Activate search for Iskanta. Find a Gideon, put the rest on the bottom. Play Gideon. Plus on Baloth. Pass the turn. Untap Iskanta and a Plains. This is like the dream scenario for a matchup versus Battle of Wits. Because, like, heavy mid-range is what Battle of Wits sort of is. Oh my god. Kodama of the North Tree, 5 mana, 6/4 Trample Shroud. Well, alright then. We're looking for a Wrath or a way to flash back the Wrath that we have. So activate his Kanta. Put 4 cards to the bottom. That's kind of sad. Find a Declaration on Stone. Plus to Fairy. Settle the Wreckage. That's good. Activate a Search for his Kanta. Throw 4 cards to the bottom. 0 to Fairy to get an emblem. We want him to attack with both creatures. Pass the turn. Opponent cracks a clue to draw a card. We untap as Kanta on an island. Pass it back. Opponent attacks to Fairy, attacks Gideon. I find this to be unacceptable, so we settle the wreckage. Get rid of their big shrouded mid-range dudes. What is happening? Opponent taps a bunch of mana for a Bituminous Blast, kills their own Baloth, cascades into a Sakura Tribe Elder. Okay. Cool. Whatever. In a roundabout way, that's just settle the wreckage, because they get a basic land out of the deal. Dreadbore. We is Kanta. We pick up a Cryptic command, put the rest on the bottom. Opponent kills our Teferi. We untap. We draw a Fumigate. Play a Windswept Heath. Fetch up a Prairie Stream. Play Teferi. Number 2. Plus Teferi. Plus Gideon. Pass the turn. Next turn, we will be casting a massive Walking Ballista. Untap some islands. Opponent cracks Sakura Tribe Elder for a basic. Okay, they're passing turn. So, activate his Kanta. We find a disallow. Put the rest on the bottom. Cast Hieroglyphic Illumination. The opponent scoops it up under the sheer weight of all of our planeswalkers and stuff. Okay. So versus Jund, whatever this is, I don't think we actually have any sideboard for this. Like, our main game plan of being a really heavy, control-y mid-range deck already kind of just outweighs other mid-range decks. So we're just gonna shoot it back. they're not doing anything in the grave. There's no silver bullets we can tutor up with Trinket Mage. Like, they're not playing with artifacts, so Herx and Stony Silence is out. Like, Timely Reinforcements is our only reasonable card we could bring in, but I just don't think it's going to do enough. Oh, man. As a quick reminder, I also do have a YouTube channel where old VODs get posted. Would highly recommend following me on there if you haven't already. If you use YouTube, that is. We'll keep this hand. We have a Search for Iskanta early, which is super, super powerful. In addition, we also have Sunscour if we want an early Wrath, because we're probably not hardcasting Terminus, though that's not entirely off the table. Our opponent's not a super fast deck, so that's like to our credit right now. Play a Windswept Heath, pass the turn. Working on that second liter of homebrew. I think Gozale is by far... Don't turn off auto yields! Damn it. Alright. Well, now I have to shock myself because I hit F6 when I shouldn't have. Let this be a lesson, kids. Never F6. We'll fetch a Plains. Having basics is okay. Cast Search for Iskanta. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Swamp. Our opponent's playing like hyper budget Jund. Yeah, I don't know what's happening anymore. Yeah, mill the Plains. Play an island. Strict upgrade to the Plains. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Rootbound Crag. Not quite done yet. Opponent plays a Yavimaya Druid. They get an Overgrown Tomb. I mean, like, it's nice that you can get non-basics with that, I guess. Untap. Search for Iskanta. I'm not going to mill a Serum Visions. I actually kind of want to set up my next couple draws if I can. So we'll Serum Visions. We draw a Cryptic Command. One Gideon to the bottom. The other one on top. It's going to be a decent way to win. Play Tectonic Edge, pass the turn. We're okay taking a little bit of damage here. Especially if our opponent's going to try and blow up the board. I think to fill the grave, because we want to get... we want to see if we can't turn on Search for Iskanta before... I should have taken that into consideration while scrying. That's my bad, and I'm gonna chalk it up to drinking an ungodly amount of alcohol. But we're trying to fill the grave before Plague Boiler goes off. Opponent plays a big Shroudy Boy. We'll mill Gideon. Play a Fairy Conclave. Well, now our opponent has to choose between taking counters off or losing their big threat. And if they do that, they're going to wait at least one turn. And they're going to spend their mana. Which we're okay with. Like... What this means for us is that we get to untap, mill with Search for Iscanta, transform it, and then blow up the board. Gain some life with Fumigate. Could Terminus if we wanted to, but... we get Bajuka bogged. Alright, that is less than ideal. We untap, Search for Iscanta finds us. A Fairy Conclave. We'll mill it. We don't need it. We draw another Cryptic. I'm going to cast Fumigate here. And then pass the turn. Welcome new viewers to the stream. I'm Kano. We're playing some homebrew decks while drinking some homebrew in Modern. And I have to say, both are going quite nicely. We started off with Thrumming Stone Petitioners, went into Green-Red Sorcery Storm, and now we're playing Blue-White Battle of Wits. Opponent decides to give up on the Plague Boiler and destroy Search for Iscanta. Opponent casts a Bloodbraid Elf. Wheels into a Dreadbore they cannot cast. Opponent is playing Sorin's Vengeance, the biggest burn spell of all. Gets in for 3. We untap, we draw an island. So we're going to cast a Walking Ballista on 3. Pass the turn. I know, stuff's happening, isn't it? Our opponent's playing a deck that's almost as janky as ours. I'm pretty sure most of the cards they're playing don't even get played in Commander. Except maybe Plague Boiler. And the lands. And Bloodbraid. But that's 3 out of 60. Nobody actually do that math. Opponent cascades into a Soccer Tribe Elder. Okie dokie. So we're going to block one Soccer Tribe Elf, or we're going to block one Bloodbraid Elf and shoot the other. All right. So we survive for a short while here. We draw a Detention Sphere. So what I'm going to do, this is really questionable, but I'm going to alternative cost Sunscour to blow up the board. Even if our opponent plays Gaia's Revenge like they did the other game, we can Cryptic to tap it and draw a card. There's the Gaia's Revenge. We'll see if I regret that decision. Well, I might be regretting that decision. All right, we draw a Torrential Gear Hulk. That's just an extra cryptic command here. Yeah, our opponent's been playing some interesting Jund, I'll say that much. Okay, at the beginning of combat, we will flash in Torrential Gear Hulk for cryptic command. I would not put it past our opponent to Manamorphose into Growth Spiral into putting another Bajuka Bog into play just to counter this. Like, I don't even know what kind of cards they're playing at this point. At least this doesn't have Trample. I always thought this had Trample. So, like, worst case scenario, we just block. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Oh my god, what's happening? Bituminous Blast. Cascading into Dreadbore. Dreadbore our creature. Okay, we are no longer going to block. I don't always play Jund, but when I do, I play cards so far out of the meta, no one can predict it. We draw a Nimble Obstructionist. Play an island. Pass the turn. You know, we might just flash in Nimble Obstructionist, animate Fairy Conclave to block. Like, that might be what we do here. That is if Cryptic Man doesn't find even anything here. Oh, thank God. Bituminous Blast hasn't been playable since draft. Our opponent casts Curse of Death's Hold. What? Are we gonna get Blightninged? Okay. Cast Gifts Ungiven. We're gonna get... I don't think we have an Unburial Rights package that actually deals with this. So we're gonna get... Blessed Alliance... Elspeth. That's big Elspeth, by the way. That is if I can find her in this giant list of cards. Elspeth, Sun's Champion. Also, I want to make note that it's Moto that has a problem with searching Battle of Wits with Gifts Ungiven, not my computer. My computer is relatively top of the line, it's got good processing power, and we have gigabit internet, so it's not that either. But whatever code that Wizards uses to sync objects client-side basically gives up when you search a deck this big, especially for something like Gifts Ungiven that requires searching for any card with special conditions. We will get... Sphinx's Rev, and then a Wrath. I haven't decided what Wrath yet. Elish Norn might be reasonable. Let's get... Supreme Verdict. Come on, Moto, I believe in you. You can do this. You just have to accept that last input. Cool. Now, no matter what, we have an answer to Gaia's Revenge. And we have an answer to... And we either get... we should get something good out of this, is what I'm trying to say. Oh man, my neck's sore. Awfully bold of me to believe in MTGO. That's a bold strategy, Night Lord. Let's see if it pays off for him. Okay, we untap. We draw an Oust. We play a Sun's Champion. I swear to God, if they like Golgari Charm, or if they have a second Gaia's Revenge in hand, I'm going to be a little bit upset. Both of which are possible. Like if they like Golgari Charm to regenerate their Gaia's Revenge. Hindsight is telling me I did not pick the best gifts pile. Opponent Dreadbores the Elspeth. That's okay. Curse of Death's Hold kind of prevented her uptick from being useful. Opponent plays a Yavimaya Druid to ramp themselves. Gets a Stomping Ground. And plays a Plague Boiler. Yeah, potentially. I guess that was reasonable. We will oust the Druid. We cannot animate Fairy Conclave, nor can we flash in Nimble Obstructionist. Welcome new viewers to the stream. I'm Kano. I'm a little bit drunk, and we're playing Blue-White Battle of Wits in Modern right now. Our post-Ravnica Allegiance update. We're playing against some real jank as well. It's basically Jank Jund. Junk. I don't even know how you would combine those two terms, so I'm not even going to try right now. You know, at least we can Obstructionist if we wanted to counter, like, the Plague Boiler, but why would we want to do that? Because it would blow up Curse of Death's Hold, and that would actually help us. I can't pronounce that, Midnight Pearl, but thank you for enumerating it. Opponent's doing something. Cassie Yavimaya Druid. Gonna ramp themselves. Oh, I love my homebrew. It's delicious. Alright, opponent passes. We draw another Tectonic Edge. Well, oust the Druid again, put it back in their deck, make them redraw it. We might honestly win with time, just because our opponent seems to be struggling to find something to kill us with. They take a counter off of Plague Boiler, because they do not want to blow up Curse of Death's Hold. See, I don't know why they would really play Plague Boiler then. Like, you don't necessarily want to blow up all permanents, right? Opponent plays a Soccer Tribe Elder. Alright. We untap, we draw. Teferi. Okay, Teferi's good. Play Teferi. Plus Teferi. Play a Plains. Pass the turn. Oh, shoot! I should have tucked the Plague Boiler. Opponent shuffles away their ousted Yavimaya Druid. Words I never thought would leave my mouth ever. Puts a counter on Plague Boiler. New standard infinite deck? Are you talking about Bant Nexus with Wilderness Reclamation? We have Stiflebird to stop the explosion? Ah, good point, Great Night Lord. I almost forgot about the Stifle version of that ability. Puts a counter on Plague Boiler. If we counter the ability, it triggers again immediately. It's not a separate triggered ability of when this is placed into the graveyard. So we can't actually counter that. Also, yes, I have seen Bant Nexus. I played it recently on stream, a version of it. Not necessarily the meta version, but I played a version of it on stream not too long ago. Opponent plays a Relic. I personally like my graveyard, so I'm going to crack Stiflebird and counter that exile and prevent our opponent from drawing. They could draw scary things. We draw a Flooded Strand. They pass. We untap, we draw. And a Ravnica Allegiance. Okay. So we're going to do some things at our opponent's end step. This should be fun. I have no doubt that their hand of 7 is better than our hand of 7. But, like, I'm still going to do it. We're not going to addendum because we may not have the right cards to addendum, and I want to have mana available in case everything goes south in a hurry. I think that actually helps us, opponent. We gain some life. It's time for Wheel of Fortune! Or Time Twister, excuse me. Okay, we untap. We draw. A second Teferi. Play Teferi. Plus Teferi. Draw Field of Ruin. Play Field of Ruin. Play Search for Iskanto. I don't know if you were booing my not addendum or my Wheel of Fortune joke. Pass the turn. Untap. Untap. And both is an acceptable answer. Opponent has 3 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock, 1,000,000 mana, and 8 cards in hand. So they play a Plague Boiler. He was saying booms. Not sure why our opponent's shocked, but okay. They don't do anything on their turn, so we draw 2 cards. Looks like they're going for the Plague Boiler now. Honestly, I don't know what's happening anymore, but it's fun. Opponent ticks up Plague Boiler to 3 to blow up Search for his content to Fairy. Once again, words I never thought I would say on stream. But okay. We draw some cards. Crack Flooded Strand. Get an island. Untap. We draw. Jace Vryn's Prodigy. So play Jace. Play Teferi. Plus Teferi. Spell Queller. Alright, Spell Queller is an interesting card. Let's untap some lands. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Relic of Progenitus. That's alright. Makes us exile a card. Could you imagine if we had alted Teferi and then cast Emergency Powers? Oh, how freaking nasty that would be. Opponent, Bloodbraid Elf. They wheel into a Soccer Tribe Elder. We're going to Spell Queller the Elf. If they have a Bituminous Blast for that, I can't believe I'm saying these words. If they have a Bituminous Blast for that, they're going to get like 2 more Cascade triggers. But they also only have 2 minutes on the clock to kill us. So like we probably are going to win by default. Sever the Bloodline, a card I haven't seen since Innistrad's Standard. You got it. Oh, man. Yes, my vision is going bad, I think. That could be the alcohol flowing through my veins. Opponent exiles both graveyards. I don't want this game to end. I just want to see what keeps happening at this point. We're going to play a treasure map. We're going to main phase Hieroglyphic Illumination. We draw Unburial Rites, but there's no creatures in the grave to do anything with. So we're going to pass. Opponent cracks Soccer Tribe Elder, gets a land. What is happening? We're not going to attack. We might need a blocker for Gaia's Revenge. Also words I can't believe I'm saying. Opponent's not doing anything. They passed the second main. I don't know what to say. But we won with Battle Wits! Alright. So yeah. Battle of Wits seems good. Let's go ahead, and we got to cast Emergency Powers. Let's run it back. We're going to play Battle of Wits for another game, at least. It's one of my all-time favorite decks. It's one of the decks that I'm known for. Yes, I would love to play first. Detention Sphere into Jace into Fumigate seems good, so we'll keep this hand. Versus an opponent blindly, it seems okay. Good is a strong word. Hey, Battle of Wits has some competitive advantages to it. Like, if your opponent loses to Path to Exile, you have the option of drawing 97 Path to Exiles. Okay, so we are playing against Pox. Pox is the only deck that I know of that plays Myth Realized and Flagstones. So they're going to be casting Smallpox at some point during this game. And we're going to be sad about it, really. That's pretty much it. They're going to go Urborg or the black-white filter land. and cast Smallpox. Oh! Okay, Godless Shrine. They Inquisition us. They take our only good card because it's their only legal target. I was going to Detention Sphere, Myth realized. Okay. Opponent animates Myth realized, gets in for 1. We take 1, go to 18, untap, and draw Arch of Orazka. Play an island, pass the turn. Battle of Wits is a fun deck because for whatever strategy you pick to slot it into, you have to pick the best 250 cards for that strategy. So you're shuffling together like 6 different strategies and hoping it's good enough. Okay, cool. We get to resolve Jace. We are going to Fate Seal our opponent. Nope, they can draw Rest in Peace. Rest in Peace doesn't do too much versus us. The biggest issue is Myth Realized is going to do a lot of damage to Jace. Opponent casts Smallpox. We discard Polluted Delta. They sacrifice their creature token. We sacrifice a Plains. Opponent gets to Flagstones. Opponent animates Myth Realized. Gets in at Jace. Please let me draw a single target creature removal off of this Brainstorm. I would feel so much better about myself. We untap, we draw Azor's Gateway. Brainstorm with Jace. Put back... Oh, this works. Put back Prairie Stream, Terminus, play an island, play Azor's Gateway, pass the turn. Oh, we're gonna go crazy, man. Opponent gets a token. Goes to their main phase. Fires up Myth Realized. Goes to combat. Attacks. Reveal Terminus. Exile Fumigate. Did we just miracle a Terminus in Battle of Wits? I think we did. Oh, Terminus the board away. Opponent plays a Timely Reinforcements just to gain 6 life. We untap, we draw the Prairie Stream. So let's Brainstorm with Jace. There it is. Put back Fumigate Arch, play Prairie Stream, and cast Battle of Wits. The one that I pulled from a pack on Moto so long ago. The foil 9th edition Battle of Wits with the amazing flavor text. Battle of Wits trigger on the stack. Kano wins the game. Ooh. Alright, versus Pox. We want to do anything versus Pox? I don't think we have sideboard for Pox. So we're just going to submit deck. Are you guys having fun? Because I'm having fun. I hope this is fun to watch. Because, like, drinking and playing Magic are two of, like, my 5 favorite things. So. This is a good hand. We got some early game cantrips, some powerful counters. We'll keep it. Opponent starts Swamp. Inquisition. Opponent takes Disallow. Reasonable. Play an island, play Serum Visions. Draw a Negate, Glacial Fortress, and Unburial Rites to the bottom. Now, when you scry something to the bottom of the deck in Battle of Wits, the card actually ceases to exist. It's rarer than Light Rays from the Andromeda Galaxy. It's so far gone. Opponent plays a Bitter Blossom. We play another island. Pass the turn. Opponent gets a token. Plays a Fetid Heath. Thought seizes us. I think I'm actually going to negate the Thoughtseize. Like, we really want Cryptic Command. Plus, we don't want them to know that we've been drawing bad cards. Play Nimbus Maze, pass the turn. Opponent gets a Bitter Blossom token. Plays a Flagstones. Alright, we opt. Field of Ruin to the bottom. Draw Jace. Jace is good. Untap. Draw Battle of Wits. Play Jace. Fate Seal our opponent. We've already drawn the card we need. You can have a Fetid Heath opponent. I think that's okay. We might win with Battle of Wits not once, but twice in a row. Opponent wastes their only Anguish Unmaking. They're drawing only a land. We're going to resolve a Battle of Wits. An opponent is going to have one draw to answer it. Opponent does not cast a land destruction spell, meaning that we are going to be able to cast a on-curve Battle of Wits. Play Polluted Delta. Fetch with Polluted Delta. Could have just cast it with the Urborg mana, but you know what? We're going to Prairie Stream. Cast Battle of Wits. Pass the turn. I don't believe this. They had the second Anguished Unmaking. My heart's broken right now. Got robbed. Opponent Lingering Souls, flashback Lingering Souls. We untap, we draw Treasure Map. Play a Marsh Flats, tap it for black, play treasure map. Pass the turn. Opponent gets a Bitter Blossom token. Gets in for 7, we'll take it. Or gets in for 6, excuse me. We go to 7. Casts another Lingering Souls. Scry at their end step. Port Town to the bottom. Untap. Scry at our upkeep. Wrath of God on top. Draw Wrath of God. Play Flooded Strand. Cast Wrath of God. Woohoo! We're staying in this game. How much longer, I don't know, but that's step 1. Opponent gets a Bitter Blossom token. Plays Myth Realized. Flashes back Lingering Souls. Flashes back Lingering Souls. Untap. Scry with Treasure Map. Surgical Extraction to the bottom. Transform and draw Jace. So play Jace. Plus Jace to negate all the 1-power tokens. Oh my gosh, this game's such a freaking roller coaster right now. Opponent plays a land. Puts a counter on Myth Realized. Animates Myth Realized. Oh, I gotta pee. I'll be right back. Quick bio break. Be right back. Remember that. And we're back. Okay, bunch of Jace triggers. Whew. Is attacking us for 2. We'll take it, go to 5. Watch our opponent ghetto fireball us with, like, Death Cloud or something. We draw Wrath of God. So we're going to sack a treasure and draw a card. We draw Mana Leak. Factor Fiction with Jace. Take whatever pile Blessed Alliance is in. Cast Wrath of God. Pass the turn. Maybe we can make our opponent die to their own Bitter Blossom. That'd be pretty sweet, right? Opponent plays a land. Puts a counter on Myth Realized. Puts a counter on Myth Realized. Animates Myth Realized. They just put a Blessed Alliance in their hand. Why are they doing this? Target player gains 4 life, target opponent sacks an attacking creature. Opponent loses their Myth Realized. We untap, we draw Ghost Quarter, play Ghost Quarter. Sack a treasure, draw a card. Plus Jace, invalidate their tokens, pass the turn. Opponent loses a life to Bitter Blossom. Opponent plays a Shambling Vent. Gets in for 0, sends a message at Jace. Jace takes 0. We Ghost Quarter Shambling Vent. Untap, we draw. Teferi. That's a good draw. Plus Jace. Play Teferi. Plus Teferi. Draw planes. Pass the turn. Untap 2 islands. Opponent gets another fairy. Plays a land. Passes the turn. And concedes. We got there. Yes. Woo. Oh, thank you so much if you stuck around for this long. I appreciate it greatly. We played some silly decks today. We did some silly things, and we killed our opponents in silly ways. If you haven't already, I beseech you, it would make me so happy if you followed me here on Twitch. I have a YouTube channel under the same username. It would be really great if you followed me there. I have a few different types of content that I produce. Thank you, Blind Man X22. I completely agree with that line of reasoning. I think you're all wonderful people, but I'm going to have to call it for tonight. I was planning on streaming tomorrow, but I don't think I will be able to. My life schedule has changed slightly, so expect more Saturday streams in the future. And I hope you all have a wonderful night. So, have a good night, everybody. Bye.